Hi, I'm Ethan Schwartz, a senior at Mercer Island High School. I am honored to be the winner of the Mercer Island Schools Foundation Penny Yantis Scholarship. I want to share some experiences of mine that were made possible thanks to the support of the Mercer Island Schools Foundation. I remember my first days of high school as being very overwhelming. There were so many changes that come with the transition from middle school to high school. I have always struggled with change and was really feeling lost. I struggled to complete all my homework on time, and even though I've always been pretty successful in my English classes, I failed my first quarter of ninth grade English. I met with my counselor and we discussed the program that was held at the Crest Learning Center, and we decided that it might be a good fit for me. There are more teachers there in each class and paras, making the classes feel smaller, the instruction is more project-based, and there's a strong focus on community and building relationships. The first project assigned was to make a story about the origins of Crest using a puppet show. I remember this very clearly because we were supposed to use a falsetto voice. And I was a 14-year-old boy whose voice was still changing. I can't honestly say that I enjoyed the project, but I can say that it is still talked about today, almost 4 whole years later. All of the students in my group, myself included, were very uncomfortable with the performance aspect of this project. But looking back on it, I now understand that the goal was to have us connect with each other and not be afraid of being ourselves. In addition to the English and social studies components of the Crest block, there was always a central focus on the 4 Crest essentials. They are community, healthy relationships, work ethic/grit, and fun. The healthy relationships come in almost every day. Most days of class began with a check-in, which included saying your name, how you were doing that day on a scale of 1 to 10, and a unique question. This gave students like me, who were on the shyer side, the opportunity to get to know my classmates. It also gave our teachers insight into who they needed to make sure they checked in with that day. Community and fun are probably the 2 biggest at Crest. Crest has many events during the school year that build our own community and also support the larger Mercer Island community. In the fall, we have Crest Giving, where we have a feast with the dishes that represent our family's cultures. We also have an annual trip to a challenge course, which is definitely fun, but also taught us to work together as a team and how to recognize that every student is different and has different strengths. In the spring, there's a plant sale that is open to the community, with plants that have been grown by our own horticulture program. Work ethic/grit. One of the activities that provided a lot of growth for me was the student-led parent-teacher conference that took place twice a year. For those, the students invite a parent or guardian and talk about how they're doing in school, what their goals are, what their grades are, how they're doing in their classes, and get feedback and answer questions from both their teachers and parents. I invited my mom in for the last 3 years, and I was able to meet with her and my teachers to share my progress, my successes, and my areas of growth. Again, I can't say I enjoyed this process, but every time I had a conference, it became easier and easier to reflect and share. None of this would have been possible without our amazing teachers in para, Michael Harper, Patrick Rigby, and Sarah Shannon. The unwavering support that they provide to each student is almost impossible to express. I knew from the very first day that they cared about me and my success. I learned that while my academic education is important, my development as a person is more important. They believed in my abilities, and potential, even when I didn't know what I wanted. They pulled me along when I struggled and pushed me to always do better. I learned how important it is to make connections with both classmates and teachers. I am better at communicating with teachers, have become more comfortable in social situations, and learned more about who I am and what I value. I understand that the skills that I learned in the Crest community make me a better student, community member, and person. I want to thank the Mercer Island Schools Foundation for supporting so many of the programs that make Crest the place it is. Thank you.